All right, so I was always telling my family there's some positive things that comes out of this 2019 Mexico ordeal and the assassination attempt on me in January. Okay.
Hey.
Now,
Yeah.
you are who, and tell me what you know, and tell me how you know it, and blah, blah, blah. Go ahead. Stop, and I'll control my wolf.
Well,
And smoke some mota that started this whole problem.
Yeah. Let's just say my name's Michael.
Rarufu.
Let's just say my name's Michael. No last names. We'll just keep it formal, Michael. Anyway, I was sitting in jail, and it was 2019, and they were giving a tutorial on border passings, and I believe it was one of the higher ups in the cartel had passed away, and he didn't manage to pass on his not his wealth, but his controlling wealth. So it ended up there was a big scandalous slaughtering on all sides, because it was I believe it was like 3 different actual bloodline families, and there was one married in half-breed 4th family. But that's everybody says that's the bank cartel. But anyway, at that time, the major mover was what's his name?
What person are you trying to talk about?
Chapo.
Chapo.
And
so what does Chapo got to do with me?
at that time, United States had decided that Chapo was the main resource for Russia's armament movement.
Is that when they offered all that money for me?
And because of that, these drugs were moving even faster. So the United States decided to put a lien on all Chapo's respectable business affairs, and 98% of them were here in the United States.
That's in 2019.
2019. So they put him in jail. They went down and snatched his little behind up and brought him back to the United States.
Then I start some shit in 2019.
You start some shit in 2019.
And what did they call? When you were watching me on the news recently? What did they call me? Pitbull?
Well, see, your situation was what they said was ironic, because it was just a typical domestic affair, in opposed to selling zillions amounts of drugs.
Right. Why was I compared to him?
So here it is. I guess
I was going to be a political prisoner, traitor.
Yeah, you were going to be
for Chapo's release.
Exactly. Well, it was not just only his. I think it was not his. I think it was his daughter's.
His daughter.
Because he was already in prison, and then she came over and tried to have a baby over here because she wanted the kid to be American citizen, and that would have made her American citizen. And therefore,
break them out.
She could have made her father American citizen by that right.
Oh, I see.
And then he would have had not a better fucking chance of fucking living or choosing his own prison. And he chose his own prison anyway, because he built it fucking like 5 years ahead of time.
Right. So as a result of me being able to escape the cartel in 2019, I start some shit and have an assassination attempt on my ass January 2nd. Then the police start their shit with me with the police dog. They killed my dog.
Yeah.
And now you told me they showed pictures of me walking the black and white dog, which was my buddy.
Yeah.
Now tell me about the laws you said they're passing, or they did pass, or something.
All right. There is a drug program, and it's not a law. What it is, it's
just a moment. Back in February, I believe, or January, I walked into 2 police stations and gave them my own little laws. One of them was anybody doing any jail time for drugs should be released immediately and do a rehab, a mandatory rehab. If you get arrested for drugs, mandatory rehab, blah, blah, blah. I said, anybody doing less than 5 years should be released immediately to this drug rehab, blah, blah, blah. Stop it, honey. Anybody doing life should blah, blah, blah. Anybody this, blah, blah. And I made down all these laws, but listen to what he told me they did and made a law about. Go for it.
Well, there was so much political things going on, and because this is a border town,
Stop.
A lot of the politics usually get played over. Now, the reason is because San Diego is a 9th district court. They actually have their own federal courts above the Sacramento actual capital legion of senators. We have our own 9th district, which we can actually make our own laws.
I see.
But that gets messy. So what they do instead, they make what they call bylaws. Or what they also call is they call them policies.
So when was this? So February, March?
So there was a policy already invoked in 1985 with the gang return. They call it the recidiary return of gang members and violent fucking crimes.
Now you saw this on the news about me, and they were talking about all this.
Drugs.
Okay.
Okay. Every bullet was 5 years for a gang member. All right.
Oh, I even told them about that.
Instead, they started the 3-strike rule. All right.
I said that too.
So when the 3-strike rule didn't work either, they started a program called what's it called? I forget the name of it. But anyway, that was supposed to be the final fucking, this is the last resource. And if this didn't work, the feds were going to walk in. But the feds already had a plan. See, nobody knew it. Because they had your ass on the other side, and they had a Chapo here, and they had a whole bunch of money they needed to fucking transfer real quick. And Obama said, I can take care of it.
What did he do?
Well, he negotiated, he opened the fair trade. Basically, he redoctrined the Alien Act and the actual emancipation of what they call it. Damn, I always get that one up. Emancipation of...
So what is it currently?
All right, so basically what he did is he re-indoctrined it. He didn't really do anything, but he signed his name and billing it, bringing this law up again in front of people that it's already case law. And that says that everyone has a right to live here, all right? And if they break the law, it's by the measure of the law that their repercussions are, and nothing above that. So by set standard, we go English measure. You only broke one law.
That's right.
And that was and that was the fact that at the end of the day, you mishandled your animal by allowing it to get killed. Basically, that's the only thing they could say in their own self-defense. So nobody has to pay out the butt. But this is the thing. There was too many people domestically doing the same fucking thing you did somewhere else. And we can't make excuses on both sides of the fence. So what they did is they got rid of that fucking program too. And now they made crystal meth legal up to an ounce on your person. You can have it any time, and that's your personal. And you can have up to 6 ounces of marijuana that you buy from the dispensary at any time, and that's your personal. And you can have up to 6 ounces of mushrooms at any time, and that's your personal.
Because of me?
Because of you, motherfucker. Yes. And because of you and all these other policies that a lot of people had to pay for, and it should have went through a lot quicker.
Okay,
but
let's end this.
You were the fair example. You were the fair example that we all got in exchange for. And now we're living off our sin tax, our fucking stimulus money. Does it stimulate you? It does mine.